Professor Phineas Edmund Hornswoggle, known for building the highest quality airships, has announced his retirement. As one of the greatest airship engineers in the kingdom, you have gathered at the Hornswoggle factory in a competition to build the best airships you can and become the successor to the Hornswoggle Empire. The object of Dastardly Dirigibles is to score the most points after 3 rounds of play. A round ends when a player completes an airship. Each card in the suit used most in players' ships scores 2 points, and any wild cards in the ship score 1 point. To set up Dastardly Dirigibles, give each player a guide sheet. Shuffle all the cards together and deal each player a hand of 5, face down. Place the remaining cards in a draw pile nearby. Then build the Emporium by having each player turn over the top card and place it in a row near the draw pile. The player who draws the card closest to the nose cone is the first player. In this case, the lift engine is the closest to the nose cone, so the player who drew that card goes first. If a special card is drawn, that card is considered the furthest away from the nose cone. Any ties are resolved by having players draw and compare additional cards, which are then discarded. Each player's turn consists of drawing up to a hand of 5 cards and then performing 3 actions. When drawing up, you may draw from the draw pile, the Emporium, or both. If you draw from the Emporium, immediately replace the drawn card with one from the draw pile. If you begin your turn with 5 or more cards, you do not draw any more cards, and you do not discard any. You may then perform 3 actions. There are 5 possible actions to choose from, and the same action can be repeated. The most common action will be playing one airship or special card. To play an airship card, you lay the card down in the spot on your guide sheet that matches your airship part. Then you call out that part, and every other player with that airship part in their hand must play that part to their ship. For example, if you play a drive engine, everyone else must play a drive engine. If a player has more than one drive engine, the player may choose which drive engine to play. If a player already has a drive engine on their guide sheet, they must discard the current drive engine and replace it with one from their hand. If a player does not have a drive engine in their hand, they do nothing. To play a special card, simply follow the instructions on the card. In this case, Saboteur, you choose a player to discard 1 card of your choice from their airship. Another possible action is to discard 1 card from your hand. This may keep you from being forced to play the card by another player. Swapping 1 card from your hand with 1 card from the Emporium is also a possible action, as is replacing the Emporium with cards from the draw pile. If none of these actions is preferred, the player may also pass. When a player completes their airship, players play that final matching part from their hands and the round ends. Now you score the game. A scoring sheet is provided on the back of the rules to help make scoring easy. You may make as many copies of this sheet as you'd like. The first step in scoring your airship is to determine which suit was used most often. Every card in that suit scores 2 points, and every wild card scores 1 point. Players who completed their airship score another point, and the first player to complete their airship scores an additional point. If a player has an incomplete ship with no pairs and no wilds, each card on the guide sheet scores 1 point. Players may also attempt to score the elusive Muddle, which is a completed airship with each part from a different suit and no wilds. This airship is worth 20 points, and no additional bonus points are added to it. Any player with the gilded dynamotor in hand at the end of the round also receives another point. To start a new round, all cards are collected and shuffled, and each player is dealt a new hand of 5. A new emporium is built, and the player with the lowest score goes first. That player will have 4 actions on their first turn, and the usual 3 actions on subsequent turns. The player with the highest score after 3 rounds wins. While building their airships, players may want to consult the Handbook of Victorian Insults on the back of the rules to sling biting terms and vengeful sayings. Now you know everything you need to know to become the heir to the Hornswoggle factory. But watch out for perfidious rampallions and try not to shoot into the brown while you bite the tooth, you varlets. Happy airship building!